into you. I can't see through you like I usually can. But it's just something about the things you do to me. Yeah. You keep me places I know I ain't supposed to be. Guess I'm chasing, slick complacent. Baby, don't be so basic, but I still taste it. I need a break to get over you. I need the space. It's been overdue. I need a break. There's nothing but space between us. Must be nice. Need some of that taste of freedom. Must be nice. Time is money. You keep wasting on my door. I've got rules when I'm with you. I don't follow. I'm wishing you were a phase. I'm tipping your lemonade like Moscato. You keep losing, keep excusing you again. But it's just something about the things you do to me. Yeah. You keep me places I know I ain't supposed to be. Yes, I'm chasing, slick complacent. Baby, don't be so basic, but I still taste it. I need a break to get over you. I need the space. It's been overdue. I need a break. There's nothing but space between us. Must be nice. Think some of that taste of freedom. Must be nice. It must be nice. Must be nice.
Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Taylor. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much. Thanks again for coming on back. Let's get into this video. I wanted to get really real with you guys about pharmacy, the profession of pharmacy, where it's going. So earlier, I did have... So I'm trying to get my thoughts together because this is crazy for me to be saying this. Like, you hear it, but to actually say it out loud, it's like, wow, it's real. So I had a meeting earlier and we discussed the pharmacy profession. We started off talking about pharmacy enrollment. And I'm not sure if anybody who's interested in pharmacy or anybody who's already a pharmacist have noticed, but the admission rates are high. Okay, 89% of the people who apply to get in a pharmacy school get in. Now I knew something was up when some of the folks who were told no before got in and they didn't do a whole lot different. I knew. This was years ago, but to actually see the data, 89%. But here's also the kicker. There's less people applying to pharmacy school as a whole. So that got me to thinking, I know why pharmacy can be unappealing as a pharmacist, but why would people who haven't worked as a pharmacist before not want to be a pharmacist? So I did, some research, some Googles, why enrollment is low. Enrollment is low for a few different reasons, you guys. And I don't know. I thought that it was important to tell you guys. So number one, everybody says that pharmacists make so much money, okay? You make 6 figures right out of college, which is great. But does that equate to the amount of debt that you accumulate? Because I'm gonna be the first to say, I was in $175,000 worth of student loan debt by the time I graduated. And my paycheck, it wasn't up there. It wasn't up there. It wasn't. Unless you pursue a job in the healthcare industry that is focusing on servicing those who are really in need, aka HRSA approved sites, or maybe public sites, government funded facilities. Is it worth it? I don't know. It's totally up to you. You know, some folks work during school, pay off those loans as they're going through school. Some people just pay off their tuition as they are going through school. I don't know. You guys let me know down below, just based off that fact, if you think it's worth it. Number two, I feel as though there are a lot of people who are scared when rumors of saturation are brought up. And to be honest, it's not a rumor. Pharmacy is very saturated. Getting a job now, though, is not as competitive. I think a lot of it is due to the Great Resignation, right? Before COVID, there were issues with wages, there were issues with hiring, there were issues with managerial support, there was issues with organization of staff schedules. But everything became very much so exacerbated during the pandemic. So a lot of people were let go, but also a lot of people resigned. A lot of people found solitude and solace in either other aspects of pharmacy. So maybe they're in mail order, maybe they're working for insurance companies. A lot of folks that I know personally found jobs in which they can work from home, or at least most of their job is remote, because it's a stressful situation and it can be quite toxic. So some people have heard rumors of saturation and that deters you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's just crazy. It's crazy to think that I fought very hard for my position in pharmacy school, and now not only are not as many people applying because it's not that attractive of a career anymore, but now a lot of people are just getting in. That is wild. That's wild. I mean, as somebody who wants to become a pharmacist, that might be comforting to know that you have a high chance of getting in, but it's mind-boggling. And so I know that a lot of pharmacy schools have changed their curriculum because they noticed such a decline in enrollment. A lot of people have expressed uncertainty with becoming a pharmacist, or at least going to pharmacy school with a 2- and 4-year program like what I had to go through. So now a lot of pharmacy schools are offering it's like an introductory, it's a 4-year bachelor's degree. It's in a very broad, like health sciences or something like that. It's in a very broad major, but you at least get that. But with that, they have extended the program to be a total of 7 years. So instead of 2 and 4, 2 years undergraduate, 4 years graduate or professional, now it's 3 years undergraduate and 4 years graduate or professional. So some people that might have attracted, some people that might have deterred, I don't know. I can tell you though that my class was about 110, like a little over 100 who were enrolled in our first year of pharmacy school. Of course, that number drops a little bit as people progress year to year because either passions change, life circumstances change, what have you. But now only 79 people are enrolled into the first year of the pharmacy school program. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. So, okay, we talked about why people might not be considering pharmacy as a career from Jump Street, right? They're not even going to school for it. Let's talk about why a lot of people are quitting pharmacy. Some for those same reasons that I mentioned earlier. The issues during the pandemic got exacerbated, issues with hiring, issues with respect. A lot of people feel as though they are working so hard. For what? You don't get a lot of incentive, I'd say. You know, a pizza party here and there. Baby, I need my bills paid. Where's that cash at? Where's that cash at? Okay, so I know a lot of folks did get some hazardous pay bonuses, but inflation is through the roof and a lot of people are not seeing an increase in cost of living. Like their baseline salary is not increasing. So that's very concerning. I'm working my tail off for the same amount of money. that's actually not going to get me as far because everything else has increased in price. It's wild. So folks are quitting because companies are trying to save money and essentially do more with less. So in the past, you might show up to a pharmacy and there was at least 2 pharmacists on deck, sometimes 3. Now those same pharmacists have one person, maybe an hour or 2 of overlap, and then one person in the evening for closure time. So again, it's about the stress of it all. Is it worth it? Not feeling respected, not feeling heard, not getting that extra help. And ultimately, that might improve your bottom line, but there's a lot of fatigue that happens. There's a lot of medication errors. Mind you, a lot of the technology stops a lot of those errors. But if you are someone who is stressed, overworked, tired, you're not going to catch as much as somebody who is in a better mental space, who is in a better mood, who is well rested, who feels well supported, well taken care of. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, I feel as though, are putting themselves first, which in the past, in generations previous, maybe job structures were different. Maybe companies were a little more friendly. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe they were a little more appreciative of their employees. Maybe their incentives were better, but they would stay at jobs for 30, 40 years. My generation is not doing that. They're not doing that because a lot of us see the mess that companies try to put you through, recognize that we are worth more, and then jump from job to job, not only gaining new experiences and being very proficient in these fields, but also negotiating higher salaries as we do so. Because the budget for new hires is much higher than the budget for employees who are currently employed there. You see, if I come into a job and I negotiate, no, I want this much, they'll be like, okay, because number one, employment rates are down. But also, if I stay in a job for years and years and years, I might get 2%, 3% increase. And that's ate up by inflation right away. So a lot of us are understanding the math. We're understanding our worth, what we bring to the table, and we're acting accordingly. So I do want to address the rumor about robots, right? Like, oh, pharmacy staff is going to get replaced by robots. That's true for a certain extent. A lot of mail order pharmacies are already doing this. A lot of retail pharmacies are already doing this. We have robots, machines that count the drugs, but you still need, at least right now, somebody to double check because machines have errors. They're not foolproof. So I think the pharmacy profession won't be dissolved because of that, but I do think it's going to shrink as more mail order pharmacies pop up, as a more subscription-based model of pharmacy is now seen with, like, they've got birth control and erectile dysfunction drugs. Now you can just order those and they are sent to your house every month, every 3 months, whatever you prefer. A more subscription-based model. So there's more automation, which will take away some jobs, but I don't think the profession is going to be completely ruined by those new technology advances. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to touch on this because it can be scary for somebody who's considering pharmacy or somebody who has chosen pharmacy as their career. Maybe they're new in it and they don't know which kind of direction to go. I think it's important to know why people are quitting, why people aren't even considering pharmacy as a career choice anymore. Let me know down below what you guys think, if you would ever consider it. If you have, why not? I know a few people who have considered it, but they are now in jobs where they didn't have to do as much schooling, and now they make way more than I ever would in this profession. They're entrepreneurs. A lot of people are seeing pharmacy as a great stepping stone because you do make so much on the front end, and instead of just making a living off of it, they're making investments off of it. So, you know, there's different things people do. So comment down below what you guys think and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Personally, I am proud to be a pharmacist. I can't say that I'm gonna do it full time for the rest of my life, because again, I've got other things that I want to do. And with pharmacy, with any job in which you have an employer, there's a cap to how much money you can make. So ultimately, I want to make unlimited. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want a cap. I don't want to see that ceiling. So I don't know what steps are next, but I am loving the profession. I'm loving what I'm doing in the meantime. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'll talk to you guys in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys so much. Bye.